All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to UCSB International Programs. We wanted to do a quick overview of our international programs so that you have all the information you need about what we are offering, as well as provide you some updates on what's going on as far as the coronavirus and other things that are happening on the UCSB campus. So this webinar is for students, for some of our agency partners, institutions, just so that everybody can be on the same page about what we are doing at UCSB. So we hope that you'll follow along with us here. We'll probably be about 20 to 25 minutes to go over everything. So hopefully stick around. So my name is Alex Clark. I've met many of you. I've talked with many of you, but I'm the program manager for international programs at UCSB. I've been here for about 2 years, and you can always reach out to me with any questions you have about any of our programs, any student questions. Basically, I'm here to help with anything. So that's me, as well as, I have a few team members on the call too, so I'll let them introduce themselves. So Jing.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jing Hao. Like Alex, I'm the manager of international programs at UCSD. In addition to planning and organizing international programs, the other part of our job is to facilitate the overall experiences of students and scholars when they are here from all over the world. And we help international students smooth the process of adapting to a different culture by providing resources and strategies to address their needs and concerns. I'm always happy to answer questions they have before they arrive. And once they are here, I'm also available to them for academic advising as well as navigating daily life. Thanks.
Thank you, Jing. Very nice. And then Katie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie. I'm the immigration advisor for UCSB Extension's international programs. I'm here to advise you on any of your immigration questions, I-20 questions, OPT questions, anything like that. I'm always available to talk to you or to help you to offer advice. My email is right there. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. But I'm excited to hopefully meet you all.
Great. Thank you so much, Katie. So we will be, Jing and I will be talking mostly about the programs that we offer. And then towards the end, Katie will be talking about immigration and how to apply to our programs, getting a visa, things like that. So, what you're seeing now, that's our campus. That's UCSB. It's a beautiful place to come and study, especially now. It looks very green like it is in that photo. So, whereas, some of the bigger schools like UCLA and Berkeley and San Diego are, in a big city, we're, UCSB is in a smaller coastal city. So it really provides a really safe and close-knit community. So it's a little bit different than our other sister schools that might be a little bit larger in a big city. We offer a different environment that a lot of students find fun, of course. We're on the beach, you can go surfing and things like that, but it's also a great place to study and to meet new people. And we like to show this photo because it really gives you a sense of our campus, as well as the natural beauty that surrounds us. So, so that's our campus, if you haven't seen a nice looking photo of it. Just to give you some facts and figures about our student population at UCSB, our Chancellor Yang is there. But this gives you a quick snapshot of the breakdown of our students. And it usually holds pretty steady year to year. So this will really give you a good sense of who we are and how big we are, how many students we have. and also just, you can see that Chancellor Yang has been in that position for quite a while, and has been a great, leader of our UC campus. So, so that's just some quick highlights of UCSB. We really like to highlight some of the academic prowess that's at UCSB. So you'll see some of our Nobel Prize winners, and this is always a really great thing for people to know. But a lot of our students are always interested in these instructors, these professors, and they're asking to go, listen to those that are still teaching, to go listen to some of their lectures, or to, sometimes they see them around campus, and it's like seeing a celebrity or something. So we really like to congratulate them, and really, we see this as a real positive to our campus, the distinctions that many of our professors have. So this is a real positive for us. So we're happy for that. So these are our Nobel Prize winners, and maybe you know some of them. Maybe you know some of their work. Just a few ranking things for you to look at and for you to see is we are the number 7 public university in the country. And as you can see, UCLA, within the UC system, we're number 3. So we're really happy with our ranking. We've been consistently in the top 10 for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So we take that very seriously and are very happy with where we are ranked among our competitors, among our schools in the US. So this is a very proud statistic for us. And I know that many students around the world and many other people like to see these rankings as well. So number 7 is not a bad place to be. So that's that. Some other top rankings for you, for you to look at. And UCSB is known for their engineering programs and their STEM-oriented programs. UCSB does not have a business school, does not have a law school. And so it tends to focus more on the engineering side of things, in the hard sciences like physics, chemistry, but within engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science, things like that. So, so that tends to be the reputation that UCSB has as a more STEM-oriented institution. Of course, we have the humanities, and we have economics and technology management, which is a very unique program. So we have a lot to offer, but you'll see a lot of students or other institutions asking, what are popular subjects to study at UCSB, and that tends to be in the STEM fields. You also see a few other general rankings as well, and again, these are things that we work hard for at UCSB and are very proud to sit where we are. So these are real positives for us. Moving on, just a quick thing about our physics program, and I'll get to our international programs that allow our students to take physics classes or engineering classes in just a second, but our physics program is highly ranked throughout the country and throughout the world as well. So that's, when you have students coming for a certain subject, they tend to know the really highly ranked places and the places they want to go. And we do get quite a few students that want to study physics. So that's just another department that is highly recognized at UCSB. So let's move on to some of our international programs through extension, just to either revisit them for those of you that know the programs, or also to briefly introduce you to them if you don't. Before I do that, sorry, I should give you some updates on COVID-19 and how our campus is handling that. Many of you already know that spring quarter 2020 as well as summer 2020 at UCSB will be completely online. And again, this is just, we're following the orders that we have been given by the state of California. And so those 2 quarters will be fully online. Students can still take our programs completely online, whether they're here in country or not. And we'll get to those programs in just a second. Fall of 2020, we're still unsure. We do not have any direction just yet from our administration, from the chancellor. So that is still a question mark. So we will be updating everyone on what's going to happen with fall as soon as we know. But some students are still here for spring, and those that were either continuing from winter or arrived in the US before some of the restrictions set in. So we do have some students here for spring, and we think that for summer we'll probably see mostly online, but we'll see. Yep, so students can attend either in class or online, or in the US or from home. And then just a quick update about our health center. If students are here in country in Santa Barbara, they can use their student insurance at our UCSB Student Health Center. It is open, serving students. It is an essential service, so that is open. And then additionally, our insurance company wanted us to say that if students are enrolled and they have our insurance provided from our programs, that insurance can actually work internationally. So if there's anything that their students' home insurance doesn't cover, our plan may be able to cover. So that's an added bonus. So with all the things COVID-19, we are still, doing our research and waiting for decisions to be made, which I'm sure many of you are as well. It is a challenging time, to say the least, but we are here to answer any questions. We are here to serve students, and we will be updating everyone as soon as possible when we know about fall. Okay. So that brings us to our first program and our most popular, which is the University Immersion program. And this program allows you can see there, you can take academic classes, professional classes, or English language classes. So in effect, that opens the entire campus to our students. And like I was saying before, if students wanted to take, physics classes or computer science classes, this would be the program that they would enroll in. So students can be very flexible and creative in drafting their schedule. They can take one academic class and one professional class and one English class. It's very independent. It's very up to the student about what they would like to take. They could take all academic classes. So it's very open, and a lot of our students like that because they're able to do lots of things and fulfill requirements for their degree back home, or to take a class in a new subject. So this program is very diverse in what students can do, and therefore why it's the most popular. Here's a list of all the different subjects that we have at UCSB. So I just like to keep this on the screen so that you can see what's available. We really span so many different areas at UCSB and so many different subjects that there's really a lot to study. So this is really good for students to look at what they can see and what they can take here, but also for any advisors or anything, you can take this list to your student to work with them about, oh yeah, UCSB might be a good option for you because they offer biochemistry and that's what you're interested in, or religious studies or something like that. So there's a lot to study here. And again, via the University Immersion program, students can enroll in classes through in these subjects. So those are our different departments and subjects at UCSB. And then another great thing is that, faculty are very accessible. on campus. They teach a lot. You know, we are a research institution, definitely, but we do have a lot of really accomplished faculty that are not just doing research, but are also teaching classes. So that's a really nice thing. And a lot of classes on campus, a lot of undergraduate classes are pretty small in that they include a lecture as well as a much smaller discussion section where you can really work with TAs and faculty more directly than you would maybe at a much larger university. So there's a lot of really good things about UCSB, and these class statistics and these class percentages are really important to that. So that's something that students like to know as well. So the other program that I'm going to talk about, and another popular program, is what's called our International Diploma Program. And you can see one of our lovely students here who completed his web development certificate. But there's a lot of, and you know, when I refer to professional courses, sometimes that doesn't quite translate to certain people abroad. In the US, everyone kind of understands that professional education is more geared towards, you know, skills that you're going to need for your job, for your career later. It's not just theoretical coursework. It's more project-based, it's more practical instruction. So our diplomas focus on the type of subjects that students will need and the type of skills and expertise that they will need in their job, in their eventual career. So, so all of our courses are taught by professionals in the field. So our project management instructors are all project managers working as project managers. And our, you know, human resource management, those are all human resources specialists that are working in the field of human resources. So, and our teacher of web development right there is a web developer himself. So these courses offer a really practical take on instruction, on certain subjects, and are really effective for students who might not have this back home. You know, a lot of our students say, you know, we don't have this type of instruction at home that really puts us into the field that we really want to go into and makes us, you know, requires us to do projects in that field with people that are currently in that field. So it's a really great way to get exposed to a career, but also to get you prepared for that career as well. So there's there's a few listed here, and then I think there's also a much larger list there. Really quickly, just to touch on OPT, because I think Katie might talk about it a little bit later, but OPT is optional practical training, which gives you up to 1 year of work eligibility in the US. And a few of our students like to take these professional-oriented, these career-oriented diplomas, and then use them to, you know, to get a job here in the US. And so this process of taking these classes, applying for OPT, applying for jobs, that's what a lot of students will do. And it really is a nice combination of professional coursework and then professional experience in the US. So OPT is something that we offer, or OPT eligibility, I guess. Katie will walk through the process of how to apply for OPT with you. It's just a really great experience for some people, so for some students. So if you do have students, or if you're a student yourself that's interested in that, this would be a great program for you, okay? And then lastly, you know, affiliated with both of the University Immersion program and the diploma program is students can take English communication classes. So we have classes in all the really, you know, all the really important subjects, you know, listening, speaking, reading, writing. And many of our students take this English class to complement their academic studies. So, each quarter we have English classes ready for students to take. If they wanted to take just English classes, they can do that as well. So, so there's, you know, sometimes the writing aspect of being at a, you know, a UC is a lot, and they need a little bit, students need a little help with the writing because, you know, on the quarter system, everything's moving so fast and they need to, you know, fulfill assignments and do assignments, that having a writing class to bring your work to is very important for them. So just know that English classes are always available to students when they need them. And then just a quick note on the different student services that are included in all of those programs I mentioned before. Health insurance, we provide that to students as part of their flat fee. We have public transportation, so students can use their ID card to use unlimited transportation throughout Santa Barbara, Goleta, and Carpinteria. They get to use the rec center, which, you know, is for working out. There's pools, there's a climbing wall, there's tennis courts, volleyball courts, all those different things. So they get to use that as well. They get to use the library, online academic journals, their Access ID card, and then certificates of completion. Those are all part of what we call our student services. So this is all of what's included for students in their study in both of those programs that I just mentioned. So it's good to let students know, as well as students yourselves, it's good to know what's included and what you're going to be able to do, you know, outside of just taking classes. So so that's what's included for you. And yeah, so you'll just be kind of a member of the campus community while you're here. So so yeah, so those are the two programs I wanted to talk about. We'll turn it over to Jing, who's going to talk about our pathway program and then another program as well. So so Jing,
Okay.
if you're ready.
Okay, cool. Sure. The first one that I want to introduce to you is called Step Up. And this program is designed for students who are thinking of studying at UCSD, but their English skills and academic background are not strong enough for direct admissions to the university. So students can gain admission into our pathway program with lower English score and a GPA than they would need to obtain direct admission. The idea behind setting a lower bar is that students have an additional year of linguistic and academic support before they are capable to succeed at UCSD. And from this flowchart, you can see that students begin at UCSD with an intensive 6-week English language course during the summer before the official school year begins. And this is followed by a full year of college level academic preparation. At the end of 3 quarters at UCSD, students will have accumulated 28 transferable academic units. And students will then transfer to Santa Barbara City College, where they will complete the remaining 63 transferable units required for admission into any one of six UC campuses through the TAG program, which is Transfer Admission Guarantee Program. Now, undergraduate admission into the UC campus is guaranteed, provided if the step-up students successfully complete all the requirements of TAG. The advantage of our program are that our program starts the international students with a year at UCSB, the 7th best public university in the US. And during their entry year, the students will receive personal guidance from our professionals, including exploring their academic interests and goals. And students will also experience the demanding academic expectations and the responsibilities of real UC classes. And this will give them a much more realistic understanding of the specific areas they need to improve. And that way, when they transfer to SBCC, each student will be focused on clear targets and motivated to utilize its resources to better prepare for their future study at a UC. There's another, there's another international program that I want to talk about is called Visiting Scholars Program. And this is a professional training program that is designed for international faculty to spend time at UCSD to enhance their teaching capacity. And more specifically, the program's goals are to introduce the participants to research-based principles of high-quality teaching, learning, and assessment in higher education. We have designed a multifaceted approach through a combination of courses that work together to achieve these goals. And through experience and reflection, the visiting scholars can apply what they learn in their own teaching when they return home. And here are two options of visiting scholars program. The first one is called VSP, and this option includes the teaching certificate program only. It's a 2 quarters instructional development seminar series. It has total of 12 lessons, 6 lessons for each quarter, and the scholars will meet bi-weekly. And each lesson, we will invite an instructor to share their professional knowledge about teaching the university level. And you can see here are some of the main areas that the seminar covers: professionalism, curriculum planning, course design, active learning. So within the class meetings, our visiting scholars will have the chance to discuss such topics with the invited instructor. And each instructor designs engaging classes through discussions and activities. And this format is designed to help scholars to reflect on their current teaching methods and what they can improve. And the second option is called VSP Enhanced. So in this option, we focus on the 3 main areas. The first of the 3 main areas is teaching certificate program. As I mentioned before, our visiting scholars will take a seminar series to improve instructional development. The second area is taking a language course to increase skills in English. And the third area is taking an academic course to learn new teaching strategies. So as you can see the chart, the typical structure of this option is 3 courses per quarter and a total of 6 courses for 2 quarters. So even if the length of your program is different, like longer than 2 quarters, you will be still offered these 6 courses. So for example, if your program lasts 1 year, you could spread out these 6 courses to fall, winter, spring, summer, 4 quarters. And that way, each quarter you will have less work for these 6 courses. And this would give you more time to audit other classes that interest you or conduct your research in your discipline. So if the length of your program is 1 quarter, the number of your classes will be the half of 2 quarters, which are 3 courses total. So basically, depending on the length of your stay here, we will help you design a study plan that makes sense for your needs, and the fee will be adjusted. Yes, that's all I have. Alex?
Okay, over to Katie for some explanation of what our F1 students can do, or international students can do to get their F1 visa and apply.
Okay, great. So if you are applying to be an F1 student with us, the application process is pretty simple. You'll first need to complete our online application for whichever program you are wanting to pursue, and then just make sure to include all the supplemental documents that the application asks for. So it's going to ask for a copy of your passport, proof of funding, your transcript, English proficiency, all of those things. Just make sure to include them because it makes the reviewing process of your application go much quicker. Once you have been accepted, you'll receive an acceptance email from us, and then we will send your physical acceptance packet directly to you wherever You are. And this packet will include your original letter of acceptance and your I-20, which is your certificate of eligibility. And you'll need both of these things to get your F1 visa. So once you get this packet, you'll make your visa appointment at your local U.S. Embassy or consulate, and you'll need to pay the I-901 CVIS fee before attending this appointment. And in your acceptance email, I provide the link to pay this fee, so it's nice and easy for you. After your visa interview, once you've been awarded your F1 visa, then you get to come to Santa Barbara. You can enter no earlier than 30 days before your I-20 program start date. So on your I-20, that certificate of eligibility, it'll tell you the date that your program starts, and you can come up to 30 days before that date, but no earlier. And then just as a reminder, that I-20, you need to keep it with you because you need it in order to enter the US as well as to get your F1 visa.
One thing that I want to also add to that is due to coronavirus, some of our students have elected to postpone or change their quarter of study. And we can do this as long as the students have not entered the country already. So for spring, we were able to kind of get out in front of it and be like, hey, there's these restrictions. If you want to change, you can do that. And we simply changed, some students to fall. Katie edited their I-20 to change the dates to fall, and we sent them a new I-20. So if there are any issues, if there are any problems pre-arrival before you get to the U.S., we can always help you to make those changes. Katie's very fast at getting to all of these things, and any time you have a question about F1, she's there to help. But just because we're in this time of uncertainty and it's kind of a strange time, if plans need to change pretty quickly, we can definitely help to do that. If you've already entered the country and you said, oh, now I want to postpone, that's a different story. That's a little bit more involved. But anytime you're, wanting to make a change before you arrive, we can help you to do that. We hope you don't have to make any changes at all, but we are here to do that. So anything else, Katie, on this one? We can go to the next one.
Nope, we're ready for the
Okay.
J1 scholar application process. So the J1 application process is similar, but with a few differences. You'll still complete the online application and need to include those supplemental documents. And then once we reviewed your application and we've accepted you, you'll receive an acceptance email from us, and then a separate email with instructions guiding you to OISS, which is UCSB's Office of International Scholars. It's their portal where you will enter some information so that they can print you your DS 2019. They're the ones who will issue it for you at this time. So it's a little lengthier process. So once you've entered that information into the portal, they'll send us your DS 2019, and then we will send a packet with all of the documents and information you will need in order to get your J1 visa directly to you. Once you receive this packet with your DS 2019, then the process is very similar to the F1 visa. You'll make your visa appointment at your local U.S. Embassy or consulate. You still will pay the CVIS I-901 fee. The earlier, the better on this one. Like I said, the J1 application, the DS 2019's, that whole process takes a little longer, so the earlier you can get it done, the better. And then after your visa interview, the same with the F1 visa, you can come in no earlier than 30 days before your program start date and get ready to enjoy Santa Barbara. And
we should mention also here that the J1 visas are for our visiting scholars, just to be clear, and that the F1 visa is just for international students. So so we can handle this, and thank you, Katie, for going over that. So these are the processes for applying, not just to the program but also for visa, I-20, all of that. So we have. And Katie's here to help at any point. So we have it all in-house, and we're here to help you with any of those questions, because immigration can be confusing. I-20s can be confusing. So if you're new to it, we are here to help with that. Okay, so move on. So one last thing is before we sign off here, just a few new programs that are on the horizon that are coming. And I just wanted to touch on them just a little bit so that you'll know, what we have envisioned for our programs going forward. We will be having a 3+1 program, which is essentially a graduate preparation program. So for any students that have done, or are close to finishing their degree at their home university and want to do a year at UCSB to, take some courses to finish that degree from home, and then maybe take some grad classes that could potentially be transferred into a graduate program in the US. This is a great program for them. So 3+1 is what we're calling it. And it could be really good for students that are wanting to, attend a graduate program in the US. This is a good kind of like bridge program to doing that. So we'll have, some GRE preparation classes, some, English classes, but mostly they'll be taking academic classes to fulfill requirements from home, and then maybe have some transfer units that they could use for a grad program in the future. So that's 3+1. We are looking in, just because this time, students have been forced to be at home, or, home universities have stopped. We do want to open up the possibility of doing some online or hybrid English programs. So teaching English online. And so the online version would be completely an online ESL program. Hybrid refers to students doing maybe 2 or 3 online classes and then coming to UCSB to take 2 or 3 more to finish the program. So they get a little bit of online education while we're, still needing to be at home, or just can't quite come to the US just yet. And then actually coming here to UCSB, being here, getting, immersed into the campus. So the online as well as the hybrid is something that we really want to grow and get going. And for it being online and hybrid for that matter, the tuition will be cheaper in that sense. And so that's a real win for everyone if we can get students, into a tuition price range that works for them. So that's another program on the horizon. And then also for fall, for summer and fall, definitely if we're online, but also for future, is if any students are wanting to do the diploma, to do a diploma in web development or marketing, whatever, we can try to customize a diploma for them, to kind of, if they wanted to do a little bit of web development and a little bit of accounting or something like that, we can try to customize something for them. So this is something that we really want to do while we're online, definitely. But also even when we're back in person, students come with a lot of different interests. So we want to package courses together for them so that they have a really nice official looking diploma at the end saying, I studied this, I got a diploma in whatever subject. So these customizations, we could do this now, we can implement this now, no problem. But in the future, we want to really target students that want to do this as well. So, so if you have any questions about those new programs, you can always email our helpline, our help email. Or if you have any questions in general, that's a great way to get in touch with us. We did show our emails at the start as well, so you can always reach out to us that way too. But yeah, so that's all we have planned for this webinar. We wanted to keep it short so that you can carry on with your day, and hopefully that gave you a lot of information. Again, we just really want to stress that we are here for you. We're still working, and we are doing all that we can to make sure our international programs are thriving while we are remote and online, and then back to normal when we, you know, are back on campus. So we are coming up with new ideas. If you yourself have an idea for us to implement, please let us know. But with that, we're all done, and we hope to hear from you soon. Reach out to us anytime, and yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.